Great pleasure to welcome to What's Next, Nick Yarham, who is the head of operations at TP-Link. Nick, how are you doing? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's a great privilege to be here with you and share the mic. We're obviously very excited to be here and looking forward to the interview with you.
Well, listen, I am too, and you know, we had to congratulate you as well and find out about TP-Link in South Africa. And you guys have been around for a while, but you recently won the MyBroadband Award for Best Networking Brand for 2025. And you know what? The competition is very stiff. So congratulations. What does this recognition mean to you and your team?
Okay, I mean, it's a great privilege to be given this award. You know, when we won it last year, we saw that as a massive milestone, and to win it for a second year in a row is just absolutely something special. You know, it's an award that we don't take lightly. It's an award that we wear with absolute gratitude, and I think it's important to recognize the key players in winning this award. You know, TP-Link has an amazing team behind us. I'm very proud to be able to work with them every single day. And, you know, extension onto that is the partners that we have in the market. I think without them and without their trust in the brand, we would never be able to have our go-to-market strategy and execute as well as we can. And of course, the consumers. You know, okay, this is an award voted for by the public of South Africa. So, you know, my most important message in at this point is to say thank you. You know, it's unbelievable that they've given us that trust, that they rely on our brand, and they've actually taken the effort to vote for us as best networking brand. So, absolute honor, humbled, and just full of gratitude to be sitting with you here today.
No, listen, congratulations. Now, as you mentioned, it's 2 years in a row that you've won this. It's a massive statement, winning this best networking brand in the MyBroadband Awards. What is it that you think keeps people trusting TP-Link as their go-to connectivity brand? You guys are doing something right. I mean, I know your products. I use some of your products. And I trust your products. I think your products are brilliant and they look fantastic as well. What do you think is the reason people keep trusting TP-Link?
Yeah, thanks, Aki. I appreciate the vote of confidence from your side, and I think it's an interesting question, right? Because I don't think it's one-dimensional in terms of when you have a product in market and how you manage that product. I think connectivity is becoming one of the most important things in people's lives. Everything is connected these days. Our homes, families, overseas. We need it for business and in our personal lives. And we have so many devices that are connecting to the network. So there are many things that we need to solve for. And let me do this. Let me pose the question back at you. What are your pain points when it comes to connectivity? What are your pain points when it comes to networking?
Well, I'll tell you what, I just want a fast, reliable connection. I want an easy setup of my infrastructure at home, and I want it to be safe and secure, right? And I don't want to have any dead spots in my home. And I just want to have a network that is safe and secure from, you know, outside hackers, and really protecting my infrastructure at home is critical.
Absolutely. And I think that's the quintessential needs of not only South Africans, but global consumers when it comes to connectivity. And I think what we try focus on is not just what product we're delivering to the market and what's in the box, is what does that product solve? What solution does that give the end consumer in terms of their needs in their home? There's a myriad of things that people don't even know they need to solve for until that problem exists. And the best way I can describe this to you, Aki, is let's look at a typical weekend in South Africa, right? Hopefully the Boks are playing. The Boks are playing this weekend. They played over the weekend. And what does a family life look like? If you have kids, they're probably gaming, they're probably streaming. You want to watch the sport maybe by yourself or with friends, and you need reliability in terms of that connection with multiple users online. Now, where the end consumer may look at problems within the home, we look at the solutions in which we can deliver to them. So I think over the weekend, there were more TMO decisions than there were minutes played. Now imagine watching your sport, and as you're about to see the infringement or to understand what's going on, you get that loading screen. It's the most frustrating thing that any consumer can experience. So what is the solution to that? Most people will jump to their connection, but in order to troubleshoot that and in order to allow the consumers to not have those problems in the first place, maybe it's not the connection. Maybe it's the distance between where your internet router is and where your TV is, or maybe you're sitting upstairs, and it's not for the consumer to understand every single aspect of those problems. It's our job as TP-Link to understand those problems, to put the products out there and to solve those solutions for the consumers before they even happen. So where you look at our solutions across the board, where you've got dead spots, and you mentioned dead spots, and it's such an important thing. Even outside of the social aspect of day-to-day living, we have business. We have people working remotely. You know, I'm doing this interview from an upstairs office, and I can't afford dead spots in these crucial times. So the solution offering, I think, is what is key to the consumers. It's our broad range of connected devices that allow the consumer to solve for a problem and for it to be plug and play. And I think the most important aspect on that is the accessibility. So the consumer doesn't want to travel far. Things are getting a lot faster these days, connections, deliveries, shopping, and we choose the right partners to go to market. We make it accessible for the consumers, and we need to give them products that work and that they can rely on. And I think to answer your question and to answer your own pain points, personally, that's why I believe that people trust TP-Link. We deliver on those products, we give them the reliability, and we give them the backing that their product's got longevity and will solve their problem.
Yeah, and I hear your frustrations, Nick, with the rugby decisions against the Ireland game. But I'm afraid that TP-Link or myself will be able to solve that particular problem. It's not a networking issue.
No, it's not a networking issue, but at least you'll
different.
be able to see it and analyze it, right? I mean, that's the
Yeah,
most
exactly.
important
No,
thing.
exactly. So, Nick, look, the South African economy is under pressure. It's been under pressure for a while. Let's not ignore that fact. But there are some green lights, and I'm encouraged by the way the economy is turning. But the pressure is still there, and both businesses and consumers are feeling it. How is TP-Link navigating this environment? What are the strategies that you're deploying to help you stay competitive and still deliver value to the South African customer?
Oh, that's such an important question, especially in today's market. Okay, I'm a big patriot of South Africa. I'm very positive. Obviously, I'm very analytical and I'm a realist in terms of what's happening. But you can either look at the negativity, or you can focus on the positivity and come up with strategies and solutions to overcome that and to help the consumers and the businesses overcome that pinch that they're feeling. And I think there's three key focuses in terms of our strategy in TP-Link that we need to rely on. One is strategy matters, right? What is your strategy? It's not just putting a product in a box and hoping the end consumer is going to purchase your product. It's looking at the full user experience, not just the purchase, but the life cycle and what happens after the user purchases your box. How are they interacting with it? Is it easy to use? And then, of course, consistency across products, support, and pricing. And those 2 points are very crucial. And I'd like to break it up into two sectors to explain this question to you. So I think let's look at it from two aspects. Let's look at the consumer side and let's look at the business side. Let's start with the consumer side as the front-facing. Consumers are becoming smarter and smarter each day. Information is at their fingertips, reviews are at their fingertips, and price points with the growth of e-commerce allow consumers to compare pricing and see what quality they're getting. And it's a good thing because it forces brands and products to improve. It keeps us honest, which is a great thing as far as the consumer goes, and it allows us to deliver on what the consumer needs without pulling the wool over anyone's eyes. And TP-Link offers genuine quality at a fair price. Then let's take a step back as to how we do that and how we strategize with businesses in this economy. We work very, very closely with our partners. We are not a business that sells products and that's the end of the road for us. We integrate with our partners. We integrate with our customers. And what I mean by that is one of my great mentors in business at an early age taught me this lesson, which sticks with me, is that revenue is vanity, profit is sanity, but cash is king, right? And I think it's important that every business understands that methodology and how to achieve that methodology. And where I bring this back to TP-Link is, and how we integrate with our partners. If you're a networking provider, whether you're a reseller, whether you're a B2B system integrator, project-based company, revenue is obviously key, because that's what drives your business, and it means that you're successful in getting business. But then behind that revenue, what does your statements look like? What do your accounting statements look like? Is your business profitable? Have you got cash flow? And how do you achieve that? It's through margin, right? So how do we strategize with our partners? We support their margins. We keep our finger on the pulse in the market, and we understand how the market is shifting. We understand how pricing is shifting. Too often, the market becomes too competitive for businesses, where it becomes a race to the bottom. And although the revenue is looking key for businesses, the margin is not enough to support the overheads or the operational expenses that businesses need to cover their staff, the cost of business. Us as a business, we do not want you to sell products that is only chasing the revenue to cover the cost of equity of having the stock in your business. So it's important to look at two things. How do we partner with businesses, and how do we structure that relationship? Stockholding is important. We analyze and we look at businesses and say, what is your sell-through rate in the market, and what stock are you holding? We do not measure ourselves on the stock that our customers are holding. We measure ourselves on how many products are getting into the consumer's hands. And what does that look like in terms of cash flow and sales as far as the businesses go? How do we look at the strategy of how to get that product into the end consumer's hands? We have an entire team at TP-Link, from technical to marketing to after-sales support. We have a local call center. We partner with the brand so that if their operational capacity needs assistance, we are there to help. And I think that confidence in the margin, that confidence that we're able to give that and shift and adjust in real time, having local offices within South Africa, allows businesses to remain profitable and allows them to trust our brand to push forward. And by default, we benefit from that because our brand presence in the market expands. And I think when you bring that all back, that's how we navigate this economy. That's how we bridge. We don't look at it as a downward spiral. We look at it as there is a strategy to move up, and how do we do that, and how do we integrate with our partners? And I think that's where we focus a lot of our energy in the market.
Brilliant. We're seeing a fascinating growth, and it's been like this for a while. I mean, I just look at my house, for example, and how many connected devices are to my network, right? I mean, it's not just my smartphone. I've got cameras now. I've got TVs linked, etc., etc. I mean, I've lost count of how many devices are attached to my network, but we're really seeing this really fast growth in smart homes in South Africa, where people are connecting doorbells and washing machines and fridges and cameras, etc., as well as security adoption, because it's all part of your infrastructure. How does TP-Link support this particular shift? Obviously, I'm sure your hardware, and I've seen the hardware adopt to this, and you guys have introduced new hardware and new connectivity standards and high-level security to adopt this shift. So what are you guys seeing?
Yeah, I think it's the evolution of technology, right? I mean, this is an exciting topic. It's a topic I could speak about for days, because it feels like it's at its infancy in terms of smart home. I think the broader base has hit the market, but there's now evolution. When you look at connectivity and the iterative nature of the evolution, it's exciting. But last year we spoke about the adoption of Wi-Fi 7 within the market. I'm very proud to say that TP-Link's the first global networking brand that's made a Wi-Fi 8 connection. It's still early days, and it still needs development as a go-to-market strategy and to conceptualize that into a user product. But it means we're pushing the envelope. With smart home, we're coming out with devices more and more often, and a wider range of devices that allow people to automate their homes, have fun in their homes. This is why it's an exciting topic. Maybe it's not something that you necessarily need, but it's something that improves your quality of life exponentially. And I think when you look at it in terms of the markets, CCTV and security is a very mature market in South Africa. TP-Link is disrupting that market quite nicely, but it is a very mature market. It's a very stable market, and it's a market that is very, very necessary in the climate in which we live. When you look at smart home bridges that gap for the end consumer to go, obviously everyone can't have a commercial CCTV solution in their house, but they want peace of mind. They need recording, or they need video, or they need to tap into what is happening within their home. Our product called Tapo allows just for that. It's a smarter, smaller solution that allows smart home cameras in your home as part of security, peace of mind. We've also got AI integration happening now with our baby monitors with AI integration, which is great. So it starts spanning the visual aspect within your home, but then it also extends into many other fascinating products where we have smart plugs, we have home automation. Maybe you can't afford a full-scale solution of a leak detection system, for example, but Tapo allows you to have that plug-and-play solution at an affordable rate where it will do the job in your home. And another thing that I love is the automation within the home. Now, it can be used as an excuse that we're busy, we have busy lives, there's no time to do a lot of stuff. And one of my pet hates is cleaning the house, right? As I'm sure everyone's is. Our robot vacuum solves that solution. It is a relationship saver, a lifesaver, and you look like a hero. You come home, or you can activate it on your app remotely. You clean the house, you come home to a clean house, and everyone's happy. And I think the evolution of this and what we'll see coming out in the future is just going to allow for more and more automation, more and more, quality of life upgrades. And to be honest, from my aspect, a lot more fun within the home of being able to do something. And I think where TP-Link is very strong is we do that from one app. And I think that gives the customer convenience. And that's why people seem to navigate towards our brand. You do not need multiple apps to use our ecosystem. We're integrating more and more with Apple Home, with Matter, with Alexa. All the smart home ecosystems out there. We're not closing ours off. We want to integrate with other ecosystems. We want to create that user experience that allows for the ease of access. If you're on holiday, go on one app and control everything within your home. If your alarm goes off, if you just want to check in on the pets, if you want to just check in on the house, it gives you that peace of mind. You're on the beach, December's coming up, put some Tapo in your home, look from your cell phone, mobile device, everything is okay, peace of mind, carry on with your holiday, instead of having to worry about what's going on. And I think that from a security point of view, from an automation point of view, is just, as I said, I could speak about this for a long time, but to wrap up, I think it's just an amazing technology and a very, very exciting part of the market that's just going to be evolving. And I think people should watch this space for to get out of the future.
No, it's fantastic. And of course, it's a solution that's scalable, which is great. You don't have to start with everything at once. You can start off small and then you can just build up to that in that ecosystem, which is amazing. When you look at South Africa, and there's a growing demand for innovation. I mean, you just touched on a few things, the robot vacuums and the ecosystem you talk about, it really becoming part of our lives. And of course, there's lots of new technology, and TP-Link is clearly at the forefront of this innovation. You mentioned Wi-Fi 8, for example. Even though it's on the horizon, it's on its way, and it talks to the fact that we need to prepare for this future. What can customers expect next? What are you guys working on next?
So I think from a technological standpoint, we're always trying to push the envelope. I'm very fortunate to be able to work for a global company that has eyes on all territories. We see what the global demand is, where the trends are going, and we have production and R&D in-house. We don't outsource, and TP-Link does that from our head office in the US to our production around the world. We keep things in-house and we adapt to the times, which is amazing. So we will continue to push the envelope as far as new technology, like I mentioned, the Wi-Fi 8 connection earlier, and the devices that people need. I think when we look at it closer to home, there's obviously the adaptation of networking that people need within their house, and we will continue to deliver on those products. And that's the obvious side of TP-Link. I think our big focus this year is in two parts. Is one, to focus on business solutions, and whether that be CCTV. So under the TP-Link halo of brands, we have two brands called Armada and VG. Now, Armada is our enterprise networking brand. It's a solution that is amazing for system integrators. It saves money and time. Where you have small to medium businesses, hotels, you set up this network infrastructure, you bundle that with VG, our CCTV solution. And again, where we look at convenience within the market, businesses are able to now access both of those from one app. It's remotely managed under the same application, saving time, costs, and when wheels are on the road for any business, it's costing you money. When you have to go visit customers, it's costing you money. But from the customer's point of view, it also takes time. There's a turnaround time. TP-Link's innovation wants to help businesses solve those problems faster, more efficiently, and save them money. So where VG and Omada band together and where businesses can access those remotely, we're able to solve solutions for the customers. If your Wi-Fi or network is down, we can isolate that problem immediately. We don't have to send out technicians. It's the turnaround time is evolving. And where you look at our innovation in the market, I think there's a big gap for businesses in terms of their needs, in terms of their price points of implementation. And as I said earlier, the CCTV market in South Africa is very mature. It's a great market, and there's great products out there, but we will be disruptive in this market. We will come in and offer the customers better, stronger solutions at better price points, and give them the peace of mind that those products come with the equity and the backing of TP-Link as the global #1 networking brand, the warranties, the support, and all the strategy that I spoke about earlier. And that's our biggest focus. It's not so much on innovation in terms of tech, because I think that will happen organically, and that must happen organically. But us as a business, in terms of responsibility and innovation, it's partnering with businesses and helping that South African market improve their go-to-market strategy, profitability, and have that quality product that they're able to deliver to their customers. And that's going to be our biggest focus over the next year or two.
Amazing. And finally, as TP-Link continues to grow in South Africa, you guys have shown amazing growth. What is the message that you'd like to share with your customers, your partners, and really everyone who has supported the TP-Link brand?
I think, I'd like to wrap up on 3 important points. The first one is absolute gratitude. As I said to you earlier, we accept this award with absolute humility and gratitude. And I think that's part and parcel to thanking our partners in the market who trust us, who align with us in terms of strategy. A massive thank you to the resellers in the markets, our retail partners, e-commerce partners. We deal with the buyers weekly in strategy meetings, and without their investment and without their belief in the brand, and without they're an amazing group of people that challenge us every single day. And that's so important to be able to do that, to deliver the customer the best device that they can get. So absolute gratitude to everyone that works with TP-Link, to the consumers, and to MyBroadband for giving us this prestigious platform for a second year in a row to accept this award. The second point is, like I alluded to earlier, the business space, the B2B space. Outside of the retail, e-commerce, and in consumer space, we want to assist those businesses within the market. We want to strategize with you and allow your business to be profitable and healthy. I travel the country, my team travels the country personally to go visit these businesses, to understand what their pain points are, to help them strategize around and where we can work together. And I would implore every business that is listening to this interview that if you have those pain points, reach out and let us help you solve those issues. There is a local partner in South Africa that understands the market, that understands the strategy and business, and we're waiting to work with you and support your business in whichever way we can. And I think the third and most important message from my side, Aki, as I said earlier, I'm a massive patriot of South Africa. I love this country and I think it's an amazing country. And despite all of our problems, we are solution orientated in terms of how we can overcome and how we bridge that gap. And that's the way that the future of South Africa is going to be determined, by people with positive attitudes and investment and time for South Africa. And what I love most about working for TP-Link is that we're willing to invest locally and help the local market grow. We have a local team. Everything is local. And I suppose the message is that with the expansion and with the growth that we're are achieving in the market, we're looking for people to join our team, and we're willing to help the South African economy, the markets, the job markets. If you are interested in the space, if you have a tech mind, or maybe you'd want to learn and achieve an opportunity, reach out to us. We're looking for South Africans. We want to help the economy. We want to help people out there in the markets, and it can only benefit us in terms of investing back and helping the South African market. So that's the message I'd like to close on, and let's look forward to 2026 in a positive light. And I keep touch wood, if we're doing our job right, and if the customers are keeping us honest, and we're able to help the South African market with employment, you and I are sitting here next year, and I think that's my personal goal, to be able to achieve that for next year and keep delivering to the consumers of South Africa the quality and the innovation that we bring.
Well, listen, congratulations. I love your optimism, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. Nick Yarham, who is the head of operations at TP-Link. Congrats again on achieving this incredible award 2 years in a row from MyBroadband, which sets extremely high standards. So well done to you and your team. Thank you for your time, Nick.
Thank you, Aki. It's been a pleasure sharing the mic with you today, and I look forward to next year.